Right now, China is in the middle of the biggest nuclear power construction boom the world has ever seen. But this isn't just about keeping the lights on, not even close. It's a massive strategic play for energy independence, national security, and, well, global power. So to really get a handle on the sheer scale of this, let's just look at where China is today. They already have 56 nuclear reactors up and running, which puts them right at the top of the world's nuclear energy producers. But hold on, that's just where they are now. Right now, another 23 massive reactors are being built. I mean, we are talking about an expansion happening at a speed and a scale that is just completely unprecedented in human history. So that's gotta be the big question, right? Why? Why this incredible, almost frantic acceleration? And the answer isn't just about a desire for more power. It's about a desire for a very specific kind of power, one that is basically immune to geopolitics. See, this whole strategy, it really boils down to one critical weakness, a huge vulnerability that all the recent global tensions have really thrown a spotlight on. And at its heart, it's a problem of geography. You gotta understand, China's entire modern economy runs on massive amounts of imported oil and natural gas. And yeah, that has absolutely powered their incredible growth, but it's also created this profound national security challenge. Just think about the numbers here for a second. Over 70% of China's oil and 40% of its natural gas has to be imported. And here's the kicker. The vast majority of that fuel arrives by sea, passing through these very narrow, very easily disrupted shipping lanes. We're talking about places like the Strait of Hormuz, right near Iran, and the Malacca Strait in Southeast Asia. A conflict, a blockade, any disruption in one of these choke points could literally sever China's economic lifeline overnight. And you can bet that is a vulnerability Beijing just cannot tolerate. So what do you do? How do you solve a problem like that? How do you secure your energy supply from all the geopolitical chaos happening thousands of miles away? Well, Beijing is betting big on one single answer: nuclear power. And this is where the unique nature of nuclear energy becomes so important. It provides something called baseload power. Now, unlike wind or solar, which obviously depend on the weather, nuclear reactors just run. They're on 24/7, providing this constant, super reliable foundation for the entire country's grid. And this just lays it all out, doesn't it? It shows you exactly why nuclear ticks every single box for them. It's that reliable baseload power. Its fuel isn't shipped through those dangerous sea lanes. And get this, a single load of uranium fuel can power a reactor for over a year. It is literally the definition of maritime independent energy. Okay, so having a solution is one thing, but actually building it, that's a whole different ballgame. And this is where China has a frankly unbelievable advantage: its unmatched build speed. Just look at this comparison. The difference in construction speed it's staggering. China can build its own homegrown Halong 1 reactor from the day they break ground to connecting it to the grid in as little as 5 years. 5. Now compare that to the West. France's Flamanville reactor has taken 17 years. 17! So how on earth do they do it? Well, it's basically a two-part formula. First, you have this massive state-backed industrial capacity that can churn out all the complex parts they need. And second, you have a streamlined regulatory system that is just designed for speed, so it can fast-track approvals whenever the state decides something is a priority. All right, so what's the end game in all this? Where is all this speed and all this investment actually headed? Well, it's all about creating what you might call a choke-point-proof nation. The official target is already mind-boggling: over 120 gigawatts of nuclear capacity by 2035. To put that in perspective, that's more than double their entire current nuclear fleet, all built in just a little over a decade. But with all the instability we're seeing around the world, which highlights their energy weak spots every single day, there's this growing belief that Beijing might just slam the accelerator even harder, potentially pushing for an incredible 200 gigawatts by 2040. And you can see how this all fits into their bigger energy strategy, which is actually super pragmatic. They'll keep using coal as the ultimate backup, push renewables for massive growth, but have nuclear power to provide that unshakable, domestic, reliable baseload that guarantees the lights always stay on, no matter what happens in the rest of the world. At the end of the day, it really is like putting together a giant puzzle. For China, nuclear power is that final, crucial piece that just locks in their energy independence. And achieving that security won't just change China's future. It is going to reshape the entire landscape of global energy and power for decades to come.